Hello there, what is going on, guys? I'm the Chall and welcome back to another video. I am still here with the Mike Tuck. Hello.
Hello, sir. We're back at it again.
Back at it again. Now, of course, if you haven't seen the interview, please go and check it out on the channel. The link will be in the description down below. And we're going to do a challenge. Now, as you see by the title of the video, we're going to be doing a basketball draft challenge. Now, I am hoping, fingers crossed, to do this with other BBL and NBA players as well. So, Mike, you are the first person, so it's an honour.
Wow, looking forward to it, man.
So the rules for the draft are, me and my opponent get 10 picks each. In those picks, we have a maximum of 5 picks for NBA basketball players. Now, we don't have to choose all 5 NBA picks, but there has to be at least 1. Comment down below hashtag Mike Tuck or hashtag Chall to vote for you who you think has the best team. So, Mike, are we ready?
We're ready, baby. We're ready as we'll ever be.
Let's do this. So, as you are the guest, you get to go first. Now, I'm interested to see what your first pick's going to be, if it's BBL or NBA.
Oh, I thought we were doing the NBA players at the end.
No. You can choose them anywhere. Okay, I think I might have spiced up your plans here.
All right, we'll go. You know what? I'm going to go BBL first because I'm a BBL player and old-time BBL player. Represent the league here. My first pick in the draft is going to be CJ Geddes.
That was originally my first BBL player. It's like you read my mind.
Yeah, I mean, going up against the guy, I mean, he averaged, I think, like 24 points a game and 13 rebounds a game. He was just absolute machine. And playing against him, he came in, this is his second time in the league. And the first time in the league, he was, just looked a little bit out of shape, a little bit slower. This year, he's really cut the weight, and you could tell he's really committed to it. So, and also, he's 7 foot and he's strong as an ox. So, yeah, CJ Geddes is my first pick this year.
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna spice it up, and I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna start with an NBA player. I'm gonna raise the stakes here. And I'm going to go for my main man. I'm going to go for LeBron James. I think he's an absolute baller. I think that you look at his stats from this season, 25.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, 10.6 assists, 30.4 efficiency from the LA Lakers. I think that he's an all-rounder, he's an all-star, he's an NBA legend, a future Hall of Famer. He's the one to lead the line for me, so I'm going to pick LeBron James. King LeBron as my first pick.
King LeBron. All right. So following your pick of LeBron, well done, by the way. I probably got to go. I'm going to have to go with the NBA player off the back of that. So I'm going to go with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, averaging 29 points a game, 13 rebounds, almost 6 assists. He's just really come into his own this year. Coming off MVP season, I'm super happy that NBA is going to be back, and we're going to get to see him back on the floor, because I think he was on the road to having an amazing season, potentially making to the playoff finals this year. And we kind of got that taken away, but now he's back. So we'll be able to see what he's going to be able to do in this new setup at the end of the month.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I had him actually in one of my top NBA players to get. So that's changed my plans a little bit. So I'm going to go the opposite this time. I'm going to go with the BBL. And I'm going to go with a guy who is the first in most assists per game and the first in committing the most turnovers per game. Point guard, Newcastle Eagles, Ramon Fletcher. I think that he's an absolute baller. I think that he's a great player. I mean, 16.2 points, 2.5 rebounds, 9 assists, 16.8 efficiency. I think that he's a great baller, so I think that he'd be a great addition to my draft team. So Ramon Fletcher is my second pick.
Very nice. That's a great pick. Ramon's a great guy off the court too. He's going to play in my testimonial game. Great pick right there. Also former league MVP. So Ramon's a great pick. So seeing as you went BBL that time and you went for a point guard, I'm going to hop in and do a BBL point guard. And I'm going to go with a guy who really impressed me this season and also filled up that stat sheet. And it is Parker Jackson Cartwright from Cheshire, Phoenix. He just was unbelievable. When we played against them, he was probably the toughest guy on their team to guard. And what made him so great is that he made his team around him a lot better. But then also he made you had to guard him because he could knock down a shot from pretty much anywhere on the floor. So really impressive player. What was he? 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. So he was all over the board in terms of stats.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pick. And, to be fair, the guy has got so much talent. Second in best efficiency, third in he's scoring the most points per game, third in most assists per game, first in steals per game. So he's an absolute baller, as we say in the game. So great pick for you there, Mike. I'm going to go back to the NBA for my second NBA player, and I'm going to go with a guy who defined the term rocket. 34.4 points, 6.3 rebounds, 7.4 assists. I'm going to go with the Rocket, James the Rocket Harden. Absolute baller. I've seen clips of him play. He's an absolute monster on the court, and he would be a welcome addition to Team Chall. So James Harden is my next pick.
I mean, if you're doing a fantasy draft, James Harden is the guy to go to. He's obviously the stat filler. Great pick from you there. He was one of my first guys on the list after Giannis. But seeing as this is a fantasy draft, and I'm following you here with an NBA pick, and I'm going to go with my man, Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay. I don't have him on my list, so that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just geared this towards being an actual fantasy draft. So I was looking for guys that could kind of fill the stat sheet and get you wins. And I think Anthony Davis is a perfect guy like that. Obviously, he's on the Lakers. They got the best record in the NBA right now. And he's a guy who does a little bit of everything, 26 points a game, 9.4 rebounds. He's just super efficient as well. Shoots over 50% from the field. Shoots 84% from the free throw. He does a little bit of everything, and just super efficient. And you can count on him every night.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen clips of him play for both the Pelicans and now the Lakers, so you've got an absolute steal there. So the 8th pick overall, my 4th pick, I'm going to go back to the BBL. I'm going to get the second in assists per game with a points of 8.3, a rebound of 3.8, an assist of 8.8, and an efficiency of 14.3. Point guard, Leicester Riders, Cartwright.
Good pick. He's solid. Solid player. He was a tough guy to play against this season too. He's lefty, so super tricky, and had a really great ability to keep players on his. Once he blew by him, keep him on his hip and create space to get his teammates involved or get his own shot off. So really good pick for you there. I'm gonna go back to BBL as well then, and I'm gonna go with one of my little brothers on the team, one of my homies, the Canadian connection, Nick Lewis. Guy who played on the team with me a few years back, went off, played a couple other places, and now he's back. And I've just seeing his progress on the team this year, and where he's come from to where he is now, his development. He's just kind of got that killer instinct too, like the silent assassin out there, and his ability to knock down big shots this season. I was really impressed with. He's really come a long way in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So to end the first half of the draft, I'm going to go with the BBL. I'm going to stick with the BBL, and I'm going to go with a guy who's a centre, third in best efficiency, second in most rebounds and most defensive rebounds per game, first in blocking the most shots per game, with a rebound of 11.3, an assist of 1.5, a points of 15.5. From the Worcester, it's Amir Williams. I've gone with a centre for this pick.
Well done. He was a handful to guard too. Probably one of the strongest players in the league this year. Super skilled. If he got anywhere near the basket, he was able to finish over you. And just big and strong and really talented, soft touch. So great pick for you there.
So that's the first half of the draft. So let's sum up. So on team Mike Tuck, we've got CJ Gettis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Parker Jackson Cartwright, Anthony Davis, and Nick Lewis. And on my team, Team Chall, we've got LeBron James, Ramon Fletcher, James Harden, Kyron Cartwright, and Amir Williams. So you have used 2 2 of your NBA picks, and I've used 2 of mine, so we're equal as we go into round 2. So, again, guest starts. Who is your first pick of round 2?
Round 2. Okay, I think I'm going to go with I'm just trying to fill out some of the positions here because I got a couple guards, a couple bigs. I need kind of like a swingman, a wingman. So I'm going to go with my guy Brandon Peele from the London Lions. Especially in a fantasy setup. I mean, this guy always fills up every single stat on the stat sheet, and he does it quietly as well. Like you don't realize the guy will have like a double-double or close to a triple-double sometimes, but he always does it. He brings the same intensity every night, and I think it's a solid pick at the 3-4 spot. So yeah, Brandon Peele.
Yeah, absolutely. Great pick. How do I combat that? Well, I think I'm going to dip into the NBA for my 3rd NBA player to go for it. And I'm going to go with a guy who I watched him in the draft in 2016. I've watched him in college basketball. I know he's a good player. I know he can be a future Hall of Famer. Power forward, but can play small forward. From the Philadelphia 76ers, it's my guy, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, solid pick. Solid pick.
I used to watch old clips of his dad playing for the Melbourne Tigers under the coach of the 76ers, Brett Brown, in the 80s. So I knew all about Ben Simmons and his dad. So this was a no-brainer, this one.
Wow, good pick, man. I like that. He's a solid player. Needs to work on his jumper, though.
Absolutely agree.
Okay, so seeing as the trend here, I always follow with the NBA player, so I'm going to go back to the NBA here, and I'm going to go back to a guy who helped the championship last season, and that is Kawhi Leonard, the Terminator, the Claw, Kawhi. Just another guy that when he is playing, when he's not load managing, he is super efficient. And 26 points a game, 5 assists a game, almost 2 steals a game. Just another guy. Stats, fantasy guy. He's a perfect guy for you to pick if he is playing.
Yeah, fantastic pick. I've seen him play last season and this season. Again, he's just an absolute beast to play against. So great pick there. My next pick comes from the BBL. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't been chosen yet. Power forward from the London Lions, Mr. Ovi Socko.
Good choice there, man. My fellow Sky Sports presenter. He was going to be my next pick. He came into the league a little bit late this year, off of all the Love Island fame, but he did really well. He hit the ground running in our league, and super athletic, super strong for his position, super quick. He was a handful to guard, I'll tell you that much, and quite a lot of points. I think he was averaging 20 points a game, so he was a handful on the court. Great pick there from you. So that means it's my pick right now. And I am – let's see. Who do we got here? I'm going to dip back into a big, and let's go with down to Plymouth and get Rashad Hassan. Yeah. Another guy, solid big man, averaging 18 points a game and 8 rebounds. So he's just a guy who always fills up that stat sheet, super solid for them. And shooting a high field goal percentage as well, shooting 61%. So super efficient.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, another great pick. But I'm going to go dip into my penultimate NBA pick to counteract that. And I'm going to bring in a center who I know can dunk it like it's hot, as Snoop Dogg would say. This guy is the Minnesota Timberwolves' Karl Anthony Towns.
Nice. Well done. He's another fantasy darling just because he does a little bit of everything on the court, and he's pretty good at everything as well. Too bad he's stuck up there in Minnesota. But yeah, great player and great player to watch. In true fashion, I'm going to follow you again with another NBA player here. And I am going to go with – let's go with a guard. And let's go Dame time. Let's go Damian Lillard from the Portland Trailblazers. He's a super efficient point guard who steps up, you know, in any situation, not afraid to take the big shot, and he's averaging 28.9 points a game with 7.8 assists. So he's just a machine.
Yeah, agreed. Right. So, okay, so I don't have Lillard listed, so I'm going to try and counteract that with a dip into the BBL again. I'm going to go down to Plymouth this time. I'm going to catch the bus down to Plymouth, if you can get a bus. And we're going to go down to the shooting guard, and we're going to get the second in scoring the most points per game and the joint second in playing the most minutes per game. That is the guy, Matthew Scott.
Matthew Scott. Okay. Yeah. Solid. He was a late signing for them, signed over from the now defunct London Royals. I never actually got to play against him, but I saw a lot of footage of him, and he looked like he did a little bit of everything on the floor. Super athletic. Would be a guy I'd love to see back in this league because I think he did a lot of good things. All right. I'm going to go back to BBL as well then.
Okie dokie. This is our final picks. Would you believe?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I'm not as prepared as I should be, but lots of great players to pick from in the BBL. You know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna rope it back to the Sharks too. I'm gonna go with my man Connor Cashaw. He had a great season this year. It's his rookie year as a pro, and I thought he did really well. He really came into his own in that second half of the season as well for us. And probably had one of the best mid-range, if not the best mid-range game in the BBL this season. He was unstoppable from his 1 or 2 dribble pull-ups, and then was able to get to the basket, able to get other guys involved, and he really worked on his three-point shot shooting as well. So great guy and great guy off the court. Couldn't say enough good things about Connor. So he's my next pick.
Fantastic. That's a good way to end, actually, on your teammate Connor Cashaw. Great way to end. They see right now. Originally, my plan was to end strong with a good 3-pointer from the NBA. But you know what? I'm gonna stick to my home country, and I'm gonna go to the BBL, and I'm gonna find a guy who was third in the most 2-pointers per game, centre from the Glasgow Rocks. I'm gonna end with Alistair Fraser.
Born and bred Scottish guy up there on the Glasgow Rocks. It's so good to see them, you know, with the career pathways that they have for their young and developing young Scottish players up there. And he's a guy I remember coming onto the team. I think he had played in France for a year or two and then came up there. And he's really coming into his own now. I think he's really starting to level out and become one of the best bigs in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching his progress over this season so far, and you know, his progress has been magnificent. So very good ending there. So wow, that is our teams. So let's go through all of them again then. So for Team Mike, we've got CJ Gettis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Parker Jackson Cartwright, Anthony Davis, Nick Lewis, Brandon Peele, Kawhi Leonard, Rashad Hassan, Damian Lillard, and Connor Cashaw. Happy with that?
Go solid. Like I said, it wasn't very planned, but I would take that team any day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a strong team. It's just, you know, I think our teams are just equally as strong. I think it's just equal in every department. So, my team then we've got King LeBron James, Ramon Fletcher, James Harden, Kyron Cartwright, Amir Williams, Ben Simmons, Ovi Soko, Karl Anthony Towns, Matthew Scott, and ending with Alistair Fraser. And I'm personally very happy with that team. I'm kind of bummed that we didn't have a bonus pick so I can get Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls, but I'm sure that'll be for another time. But very happy with those teams. And I think we've got a good selection of America's best and also the best of the British League as well.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was cool to pick that and mix both players in. And hopefully we see more British basketball fantasy leagues popping up here in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow. So that was a great video to film. Thank you so much once again, Mike, for filming with that.
No worries.
And again, if you want to spread the word, get any other teammates in here to try the challenge, then feel free.
100%, man. I'll shoot some guys your way. We'll make this a thing.
Yeah, fantastic. We'll have to do this annually as well. Let's come back in a year's time and see if our picks have changed or not.
Yeah, that's it. We've got to test them out, see who had the better picks.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for watching this basketball fantasy draft. You'll see more of these later on. Again, massive thank you to Mike Tuck. You're amazing, pal.
Thank you for having me, man. This has been great.
Absolutely. And it's been great to talk to you and interview you. Of course, you can see that video with a link in the description down below. And like I said in that interview, anytime I can come down and do some basketball challenges and film some challenges with the lads, that'd be absolutely perfect. It'd be the dream come true, to be honest.
We'll sort you out. I'll get you all sorted out for next season. Don't you worry.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. I'm the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.